How's it going, everyone? As you guys might be aware, if you're trying to get on the first Descendant right now, unfortunately, yesterday's little microtransaction error wasn't the biggest error, or that was honestly, to be perfectly clear, the biggest error. That was just a complete disaster, but thankfully that's been resolved. But unfortunately, my fear of what I was expecting out of this game is that, yes, the servers are disastrous right now. We'll talk about it. The First Descendants Twitter account did put out an official post, so I do want to go over that. And unfortunately, this is something that in our preview videos, I was just talking about, be expected for this to happen and don't get tilted over it. But obviously, your boy's gonna get tilted over it because I get tilted over everything. And even if I see things coming, I still get annoyed by them. On top of that, they did post an official compensation notice for opening day issues, which was the craziest thing. When a game has this level of microtransactions and you have issues like that, that is quite jarring, but we'll talk that in a little bit. Okay, so right off the top, you guys, if you're trying to play the game, I had a buddy of mine, because most of my friends are at work right now and doing things with their lives, but I do have one friend that tried to play this earlier today, I should say. Couldn't get on the game at all, and I tried to get on myself, and then, yeah, it was a disaster. Not a disaster in the sense that the game lets you in and then it kicks you off. I didn't have that experience. I just got to the menu, and then the game wouldn't even let you connect to the server. So, the official Twitter account did put out a notice. We have noticed that game connections are temporarily unavailable. Game connection error. We apologize for the inconvenience caused by this error. We are promptly working to identify the cause and resolve it. Once it's resolved, we will make a prompt notice. Now, initially, earlier today, I had looked at the Steam concurrent player count because this is something I like to monitor day by day, especially when a big live service game like this comes out, to see what the interest level is, especially for that first week. It really evolves a lot. Helldivers 2 is the comparison I constantly draw back to, but that is a game that had escalating interest throughout the week and really peaked that weekend and even continued to grow the following week. That is very rare. In the case of the First Descendant, yesterday, it peaked at over 200,000 concurrent Steam players, which is a very good number, but again, day one peaks only matter so much. Day two matters a little bit more. And earlier today, I go and look at the concurrent player count and I see, oh man, it's down to 100,000 players. At this point, I didn't realize the game was having server issues, but my thought was, that's not a great fall to see. Hopefully, later in the day as people get off work and things like that, that number will grow. And then it comes out that, yes, there are all of these server issues going on, and that probably explains the drop more than anything. And right now, in fact, the server issues have gotten so bad that the concurrent player count on Steam is 29,000 as I'm recording this video. Those 29,000 people, I would imagine nobody is actually in-game, or if they are in-game, it's very few, and it's a lot of people just in the menu, AFK, or just trying to get into the game repeatedly, and they are unable to get into the game, or maybe they get in, get booted out, etc., etc. These things do happen. It's just, you really do want to ease up how often server issues like this happen. Again, I'm not a server expert. I don't know what goes into maintaining servers for a big budget game. I'm sure it's more nuanced than, me just being like, get the servers working. But if it's a case of there being more people than expected for a game like this, at some point, these developers really gotta look at the attention that a game is drawing, especially with, Helldivers 2, I understand why that game had so many issues, because Arrowhead did not see it coming. I saw it coming in the sense that I thought Helldivers 2, based on that final 2 weeks of momentum leading into that game's release, that it was picking up steam, and I thought that game was gonna surprise a lot of people and how big it was gonna be. I didn't think it was gonna get to the level that it did, and it's hard to completely predict every game, but the First Descendant, I feel like it was pretty obvious that this game was going to be, at least right out the gate, relatively big. So if it's a case of too many people playing the game, I just question, brothers, how did you not see this coming? It was gonna have a healthy level of interest, at least day one, day two, but again, we don't know exactly what is causing the server issues. It could be a myriad of things, but yeah, hopefully they do get that resolved. But if it is a case of there just being too many people and too many people trying to get on, it's just like, at some point, we gotta have higher expectations out of our own games. Like, these games are pulling in big social media numbers. Y'all did an alpha, a crossplay open beta test, so on and so forth. At some point, we just gotta be like, hey, these games are gonna be a little bit bigger than we had anticipated. Or, you don't want to derail any positive momentum that you do have. And ultimately, if a game is of high quality, a server issue for a little bit is just going to be a blip on the radar. Like Helldivers 2 server issues were really bad, and that ultimately, at this point, is a blip on the radar. But you just don't want to derail any kind of momentum like that. Speaking of derailing momentum, yesterday, I think one thing that really derailed the perception of this game is the monetization issues and the microtransaction issues. Now, I could talk about the microtransaction level of this game ad nauseum. It is a free-to-play game. If you're familiar with my channel, you know that I talk about Assassin's Creed, for example, and that game having microtransactions. Well, that's a $60, $70 purchase, and then there's microtransactions on top of that. When it comes to a free-to-play game with microtransactions, I'm a lot more lenient on it, but if you do compare First Descendant to, let's say, you know, Warframe, for example, it looks like First Descendant's microtransactions are a little bit heftier, to say the least. Ultimately, do you have to buy the things? No. Obviously, the individual Descendants is something a lot of people are going to want to buy. But more than anything, I think if you jump into a free-to-play game and you play it for a couple hours and you're enjoying it, the Battle Pass is something a lot of people is just like an easy purchase to make. It's $10. You just buy it. You're getting content concurrently. It incentivizes you to continue playing the game, and it's not a big investment. Look, if you already spent a couple hours enjoying the game, a $10 purchase is not going to be that crazy. And I saw a lot of people wanting to buy the premium currency to get the battle pass, the premium battle pass, and then them being effed over by the case of them not getting the premium currency. Thankfully, Nexon has resolved this issue, and they put out a statement earlier today. Greetings, Descendants. We sincerely apologize once again for the inconvenience caused by the issues that occurred during the opening day. As a token of our apology, we prepared a compensation. We will continue to strive to provide a more stable service. All Descendants who log on until midnight of July the 7th will receive the compensation in their mailbox and the compensation mail. You have a week to redeem it, so make sure you do redeem it. You'll get Gold Gain boost of 30% for 3 days, Kuiper Shard Gain boost of 30% for 3 days, Descendant EXP gain boost of 30% for 3 days, Weapon Mastery EXP gain boost of 30% for 3 days, and then 2 matte red paints as well. Boost items will be activated immediately upon claiming them, so it'll be something that you redeem the benefits and then boom, right away you have all the boosts enabled concurrently all at once. So keep that in mind when you are taking advantage of this. Thankfully, they did get it resolved, and if you are buying the premium currency now, it seems like everything's good to go. Unfortunately, as of recording this video, you can't actually get on the game to do anything, so that's a little bit unfortunate, but hopefully they will resolve this issue here very, very shortly. But yeah, unfortunate as far as server issues, but this is something that I think myself and I saw a lot of other people, like, it's not like I'm the only one that predicted this. At this point, when it comes to games like this, you should just expect server issues going into it so you're not blindsided by them, especially for people that are like buying the premium content already. I would be a little bit annoyed the following day. You can't access said premium content. For free-to-play players, you know, it's whatever. It's a free-to-play game. It shut down, but once you've already invested monetarily into a game and it's shutting down, that'll upset me a little bit more. And that's certainly why something like Helldivers 2 upset a lot of people, because people were spending $40 up front with that game, and then there was the issues as well. But that'll do it for me. Again, the server issues persist. Hopefully, by the time you guys are watching this video, it gets a lot better. The concurrent player count has absolutely plummeted, but again, that's pertaining to the server issues, and we do have a compensation fix as far as that, and that is rolling out for you to redeem, and that will be available on July the 7th. They'll receive the compensation in their mailbox as long as you log in until July the 7th, I should say, and that'll expire on July 14th. That'll do it for me. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comments section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.